And we are here today with Brandy Faithwell. Hi, Brandy. How are you?
Good. Wonderful to be here.
Awesome. So she's an author.
Yes.
She's a teacher, right?
Yep.
And she's a healer.
Yep.
Awesome. So she's actually holding. She came here. She's so generous that she came here with a book.
Yes.
Her book. And her book's name is Heal Your Heart, Free Your Mind.
Yes.
Do you have to free your mind in order to heal your heart?
It's kind of goes together. As you can see, there's a merging of the heart and the mind here, and this is where we get more powerful. Like when we're just operating from our mind,
Right.
normally a mind is the problem. You got a monkey mind. It's here, it's there. It's very ADD. It's worried about this, then it's worried about that, and it's distracting you.
Right.
So we want to quiet the mind. So when we talk about free the mind, we want to quiet the mind, where we have a peaceful mind, and it's not like dragging us around, and that we can actually be in control of our life experience and not being controlled by our mind.
Why do you think we have a monkey mind?
The reason why we have a monkey mind is because we have a lot of data in our being, in our body. We get almost 50% of our personality created by the time we're born. Most people don't know that. And then we have then all this other stuff that we picked up from the point of conception on top of that. And so really a lot of the thing is that your mind, it runs, how it comes up with like decisions and things like that is it goes through the database that it has in your subconscious mind that goes throughout your whole body, and then it comes up with a story. And so there's a lot of data inside there, and so it has all kinds of stories, and it's designed to protect you, at the ego mind. And so it's always looking for what's the problem and what it needs to do to protect itself. So yeah, that's why.
Wonderful. Brandy, how did this book start in your life? What made you write this book?
I wrote this book, basically it's my workshop in a book. So I've been teaching this program for, how many years now? Since 2007.
Okay.
So that's what, 13
years
now?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so yeah, I was teaching that program, and then I wanted to get it to more people. So I decided to write a book, and so it's so how more people can get this healing and get this awareness, get this liberation. We're healing your wounds. We're healing all of your childhood wounds. We're healing your ancestral wounds and programming, and so they can get liberation from all of that, and then have a quieter mind that then they can now be the master of their mind versus the mind being the master of them.
In 2013, 2007, you started to teach your courses.
Yes.
What made you teach your courses?
Well, I had, is it filming still?
Excuse me?
She walked away, is it filming?
No, it's okay, it's okay, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's still filming?
It's filming,
Oh,
yes,
oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. It's all wireless these
It's
days.
all wireless.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Thank you, no, it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good, yeah. The red light is there, so it's good.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I really got to my lowest before I thought... Personally, I thought I had it all figured out. I was, doing a lot of more power mind, power belief kind of stuff. I was teaching people how to walk over fire, break through boards. I was, just kind of more that mindset of power mind, power belief, a lot more psychology in NLP and that kind of stuff. And then my mother died, and the hurt little girl who lost her mommy took over, and all that work that I thought I did with the mind and NLP and psychology was like, I realized I just moved the furniture. It didn't actually heal, it was still in there. And so I was a mess. I was, I couldn't talk to you without crying about the weather, and I was in a state of anxiety all the time. So it was like this process of, I would go to sleep, or I'd try to go to sleep, and then cortisol would hit in, so that I would be up all night, and then the next morning the adrenaline comes in to, keep the body going because you didn't sleep all night, and then it's this ongoing process of not sleeping, and don't know if you've ever experienced it, but not sleeping and a state of anxiety was the definition of hell for me. And I didn't feel like I didn't want to continue if that was what life was going to be for me. And so I was at what you call a state of existential suffering. I didn't want to exist. Not only was I in this pain, but I was so close to my mother. We were like, I'd say we're codependent, and I didn't want to be here without my mother. And so I was, just didn't want to be here. And that's when Spirit took over, and Spirit started guiding me through this. And it was then what was transformative for me, and I knew I had to share it with everyone.
Was there anything that happened in your life that you started to feel that Spirit was taking over?
Oh yeah, I mean huge, like right from the get-go. So I got experience of this divine energy that I now do to help people heal all of their childhood wounding and ancestral programming. I got experience of it, and I went home, and at first it just felt nice. I didn't, and the person said, "Oh, something might happen, something might not, but here's my number in case it does." So, yeah, I left home and I went to bed, and like an hour later, I woke up and I was feeling all this energy like down here, right in the liver area, and it was like overwhelming. It was kind of like I felt it didn't hurt, but it was almost like it did. It was just too overwhelming. So I called the guy. He didn't answer at 1 a.m. in the morning. Why not? Why didn't he answer at 1 a.m. in the morning? Yeah. So then I called my father and I talked to him, all night, and just said, "Dad, this is this person's name, number. If anything happens to me, that's who it is. Get him." Like I was. And I didn't know. I had a lot of anger. I blamed a lot of people for my mother's death. And so but I couldn't speak up. I felt like I would lose other people in my family. And it's kind of like I'm an only child. That's all I had. I was afraid I would lose them if I spoke my truth. And so I just shove it down. And it's our liver that holds anger. And so that's why the divine intelligence knew that that's where I needed to go, was to heal the liver, to get rid of the anxiety. And so then the next day it was like, I felt peace. And I was like, it's like I had all the knowledge of all the things that happened still, yet I wasn't feeling the state of anxiety, and I was able to sleep. And so that was when I was like, take me to your guru. I need to know about this, because like it was that powerful. So yeah, that was my first experience with that, and that I had this huge
13
transformation.
years teaching your course and helping people is a lot of years. You
Yes.
must have helped a lot of people.
I have helped a lot of people. I do it through my online, for this live program. It's now an 8-day retreat, so it's even more intense. We do like a mind, body, spirit cleanse. It's called Soul Liberation, and it's a mind, body, spirit cleanse. And then I have it in the form of an online program, and it's called Upgrade Your Frequency, Elevate Your Life. And then we have it in this form of this book. And it's,
What kind of people typically are looking for help, according to your experience?
Well, everybody. So like I said, everybody is born with this ancestral programming. You can't escape it, and almost 50% of your personality is created by the time you're born. So you're carrying this stuff that you have no awareness of, that's unconsciously driving your life, that is really not relative, and it's limiting you. And yet that's why you have these patterns that keep showing up over and over in your life, in certain areas of your life, and no matter what you do, or how hard you try to make different choices, actions, it keeps showing up, and you don't know how to fix it. And so this is something that everybody experiences in one area of your life. And so it's for everybody, male, female, It's just, who will choose to step in and do it, because our mind is always designed to avoid dealing with this stuff. It'll distract you, that monkey mind will distract you to no end. but how much do you, the soul, like I'm about, like I said, soul liberation, waking up the soul so that the soul now takes ownership of its vessel again, and it becomes the master of its vessel, not the mind, which is just limiting them. Your true power is in your soul. It's in your soul. It's your heart, your soul. So, yeah.
Wonderful. It says in your book that there's a 9-step process, right?
Yeah.
Is that the process that you use for your face-to-face workshops and for your online courses?
Yeah, I mean, it's just giving a structure, a
Right.
format and a structure, but I'd say actually no. This is a lot less than the 8-day program. So the 8-day retreat is a mind, body, spirit cleanse. Like here, I can only really work on your spirit and mind, but I'm really getting in your body in the 8-day retreat. It's very deep.
Where do you do your retreats?
I do it up in Lake Arrowhead.
And
At Lake Arrowhead. So we take people
Okay.
into the country so they can get into the nature and kind of be in that higher vibration, kind of
Right.
disconnect from the crazy city energy, right? And just now really do the internal work. And we take away your distractions so that this can be an internal process and you're not distracted. Like if you try to, the tough part about the book is you're distracted. Like we can't control your mind distracting you, but at the event we can control your distractions.
how many times a year do you do your retreats?
Only once a year.
Wow. When?
We
When
always
is-
do
when
it.
is
We
the next
tend to
one?
do it in October.
In October.
Yeah,
in
in the fall. Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
I find that's a time that it's past the busy summer travel time, vacation times. It's a time where then we don't have the holidays, and it's still a good enough weather there. It's before the cold happens in the mountains because I'm bringing you into the mountains. So just it's a good time where people are done with all of that travel and they're now kind of preparing for the end of their year and starting almost the process that they're going to get into for preparation for the next new year. So yeah.
Absolutely. I understand. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So Brandy, people that are going to be interested in what you do and in being healed,
Yeah.
what's the easiest way to reach out to you and to connect with you?
Well, my website is jumptoabetterlife.com.
Jobtoabetterlife.com.
Yes. Yeah, so that's, the easiest way. And then, of course, I'm on Facebook under the same name and YouTube under the same name. And so there's free content there. And there's brandyfaithwell.com too, just to sign up for the free content that I'm giving as well. Free video clips and tips and things like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Brandy, it's been a pleasure to have you here at Expansion Network. Thank you for being who you are and for doing what you do every single day to help everybody.
Thank you. So wonderful to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks.
And again, this is Angel Ribo with Expansion Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single day. I hope that you have enjoyed our conversation with Brandy Faith Wealth as much as we have enjoyed it here locally.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you for being here, for listening to us, for following us every single day, and we hope that you have a good rest of the day and hope to see you soon.